Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to some more stupidity with Fraggle. And this time, I am not on muscle relaxers, so things should go a little better this time. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and take off. As far as I'm aware, the radio is still tuned. Yep, radio's still tuned. Just so you're aware, when I land, before I quit, I save the flight so I can load straight back in again and continue on. Technically what I should do is land, shut the aircraft down, then save. But you know, I'm still not quite sure what I'm doing starting this thing up. I've got to find the actual procedures because the checklist didn't help at all. Weather's fine. Weather is loaded. So let's just go ahead and we'll take off and we'll get going. Do I want to go that way? Wait, which way am I headed? Oh, I don't have my pad on. Gear up. I just realised that I've actually got my control stack on the wrong side. I've got my light gear and everything else on the left side of me, which is where my stick is. So I have to let go of the throttle with my left hand and reach across my right hand. I should have put it on the other side, so it's never mind. Whatever. I'm going to pause this for a moment and turn on my external. Well, wait, no, I might not have to. Yep. I shall be right back. I have to turn on my my BWF server so my external flight gauge is working. Good lord, look at that. Getting pushed sideways. Notice that I'm side-slipping now. I've got almost full right rudder. Well, maybe when you clear these mountains it'll get better. It's definitely one of the fun challenges is dealing with real-world weather. Well, simulated real-world weather. Again, there's not a great deal of navigational aids around here, so where it's getting weather from, I know it's getting them from the airports, but in between the airports, I'm not too sure. So after a lot of thought and a lot of consideration, the other day I dropped a small amount of money and purchased an HTC Vive. I had seriously been considering the Rift because it was $200 cheaper, but the bundled controllers with the Vive just seemed like the right thing to do, you know. And then after that, I realized I could potentially purchase something called a nope, it's just completely escaped me. A Leap, that's it, the Leap, which is a really cool little device. It tracks your hands in front of it. I think it's still in development. I don't know if it's still in development. It was a while ago. But yeah, it tracks your hand movements in space in front of it. So technically, between that and the controllers that come with the Vive, you could potentially set up a virtual cockpit. Not that you would feel when you're touching the buttons or anything, but you could literally reach out and touch the buttons in front of you. I'm sure that would take a lot of practice again, since there's no feedback. You wouldn't know if you're actually touching it or not. But I'm sure that, you know, the tracking software would show where your finger is in 3D space, in the glasses, blah 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 blah. It could be a giggle. But the other reason was that the Vive, it just feels more polished. The Rift uses 3 USB outputs as well as a HDMI, whereas the Vive uses 1 USB output and the HDMI. But I'm guessing that that's just the headset. I'm thinking that perhaps the laser tracking system for the full room environment tracking stuff probably uses a USB as well. There's no information on that, so who knows. But for those people who sent me money for Christmas, thank you. Just so you know that it went to a good cause. It didn't. It went to a completely frivolous device, which I guess is what Christmas is about, right? Spending money on stuff that you technically don't need, or spending money on gifts for people, which is stuff that they technically don't need or wouldn't buy themselves, you know? Like socks. Who buys their own socks anymore? Me. Because nobody sends me socks for Christmas. Not since I was 10. Yes, you've all been there. Gorgeous scenery. Whoops. Hey, let's not fly into the ground. Things are going well so far. Well, sure, why not? Zones. Alright, let's have some fun and try flying outside for a little bit. Although I'm already failing at that. Gaining way too much altitude. We're not alone! Oh my god! Okay. So that right there is the sea. Shocking, I know. I'm going to try and not to butcher any names here. It's actually the Aldoran Sea. It's the westernmost part of the Mediterranean, and I am gaining far too much altitude already. It's tough when you can't see the horizon in relation to your cockpit. Drop some altitude. Whee! Seatbelts! Yeah, it's the westernmost part of the Mediterranean Sea between the coast of Spain and Morocco. It extends from the Strait of Gibraltar into the west. What is it? The Aldoran Island? In the northwest, where it meets the Balearic Sea. It's a very popular place for sardine and anchovy fisheries. Although, obviously, overfishing and pollution have taken its toll on that particular aspect of the industry in the area, which I guess would explain why there are not too many villages around. Maybe? Or maybe not. So there's the peninsula that we're flying at. Well, not at, but in the direction of. That right there would be my target. Would be the city and the airport of Melilla, part of Spain, and all the rest of that is Morocco. Beautiful piece of scenery. It'll be really cool when technology gets to that point and people are willing to do it. That you know, we can actually have photorealistic scenery for the entire planet without obviously, you know, infringing upon certain copyright issues, like downloading from Google. The weather's looking really good. There's actually an update for soft clouds, but I haven't installed it yet. And as of yesterday, yeah, prepared version 3.2 was released. But oh, and it was not an entire client. It was actually a patch update. Shocking. So it doesn't take 4 hours to download. But it also kind of breaks a little bit of support with the different sceneries. Apparently, ASN has some issues with it, so I have not installed it. I'm going to let these companies catch up, get their patches out before I actually install the update. From what I understand, the update doesn't do a great deal as far as additional features. A lot of it is bug fixing, which is fine by me. One of the things they've actually released in this patch is the addition that the favorites is now persistent. Now they don't specify whether it's persistent between exiting and starting prepared, but they do say that it is persistent in the once you've got it running. So anytime you open the aircraft window, it should, if you've clicked on favorites, it should remain an option. Hurrah! So there's Melilla Airport. Let's go back into the cockpit for this bit. So just flying under the clouds there. Sounds like there's somebody else up here. So there's at least 3 of us now. Okay. So there's the airport that I'm aiming for. Flying over the hills. It's getting a little choppy again. Just making it under that cloud layer. Yeah, I've got Easy Dock working properly. I kind of need to update it so there's a little more head bob in this helicopter, I think. I mean, it's small, it responds pretty well. Anyway, so we are passing over the border between Morocco and Spain in a moment. This little area here is actually part of Spain. Yeah, apparently it's called an enclave of Spain. This particular airport is located about 2.5 miles southwest of the city. Until actually this airport was built in like 1967, I think. This city was actually served by Nador International Airport, which is south of here? Yeah, it's almost directly south of here. A fair distance south of here, as a matter of fact. I'm going to cut the throttle a little bit here. Lose some speed. I think last time I came into the airport way too hot. The Spanish-controlled airport didn't open until 1969. And it's not a very big airport. It doesn't handle large jets. It's more of a... oh dear. Ah! Some of my telescope parts just arrived. Yes, it only serves like medium-sized jets. Regional. That's the one. Regional jets and turboprops. Things like the A320 and the 737 are about the largest that she deals with. So now I'm going to kill the throttle even more. We're going to buzz the airport and figure out where we want to land. Alright, there's a little jet pad there, I'll aim for that. So I'm going to take her out over the sea, I think. Where's my airspeed? About 100. Oof. Windy. Landing lights. Not that that button does anything yet. I need to fix that still. Gear down! It's very pretty around here. Very, very pretty. Alright. So let's see if we can... Way! Okay, that was a little violent. Whoops. Small inputs, Mr. Swift. Okay, we'll reduce the throttle a little more. Okay, no, maybe not. We'll give it a bit more throttle. Bring it around. Lift the nose up. That's where I'm aiming. Ooh, yeah, it's very windy today. Okay. Kill the airspeed. Oof, I'm still doing like 100 knots. Okay, we're gonna have to go around and come in again. Because there's no way I can do this. Not with that kind of airspeed. Maybe I'll try and land on the wrong way. Look at my VSI, it's fluctuating. Alright, so we've got our airspeed down to 80. Should be able to use the rudder to turn this sucker around. Oopsie. Yep. Too much. It's freaking windy. I will say that much. Whoop, nope. Oh, God bless it. No. Okay. Yes. It wasn't as bad as last time, but man, that wind was brutal. Hey, look at that! Almost on the pad. That wasn't bad at all. Well, that was actually pretty bad, but I landed in the target area. That's impressive. It's better than last time. Still a long way up. Let's move her forward onto the pad a little bit, shall we? We'll get into one of these little car parks. Jet parks. Wow, car park. Darn. Sorry about that. Good enough for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for bearing with me through that rather tricky and somewhat painful landing. Better than last time. It pays not to be on muscle relaxers. I think I'm going to check out how to actually start this thing using the I think I'm going to check out how to actually shut down and start this thing using proper procedures. But for the moment, thanks for bearing with me through this rather painful video. And if you can stomach some more boredom, the next one shouldn't be too far away. But for the moment, I will see you anon.